Welcome back to Good Day. Do you ever have trouble getting a good night's sleep? It might actually have something to do with what you're snacking on before you try to go to sleep. And we are going to boost your brain this morning. We're going to do it with the help of Dr. Majid Fotuhi. He is an adjunct professor at George Washington, but he's also an author. And we've just been having this fascinating conversation about your brain. And really, you were saying the number one thing you need to do is sleep.
Yes, sleep is one of the most important factors for keeping your brain healthy. Studies have shown that people who have fewer than 6 hours a night, 6 hours of sleep at night, they shrink their brain. So 5 years of insomnia may be okay, but 20 years of insomnia is really bad for your brain, and it increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease. But the good news is that there are many things you could do to literally grow your brain, and things like exercise, diet, and good sleep. So today we'll talk about how sleep can play a role in improving your brain health.
It's really interesting because we kind of just think our brain is how it is, right? And then it kind of deteriorates over time. But it's something that you actually can make better by choices you make.
Absolutely. You can literally improve the biology of your brain the same way you can improve the biology of your heart or your skin. And your brain has more malleability than your muscles. So there are many things you could do to grow your brain, even if you did some things like, you know, concussions, high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, I think that are contributing to shrinkage in your brain. You can actually reverse the process in your midlife.
I love it. All right. Well, one of those things is making sure you're snacking on the right thing before you go to bed. So we're starting on this end of the table because these are all the things that you probably shouldn't be having before you go to bed. And my first question is, should you really be snacking before you go to sleep?
Well, if you don't have any problem sleeping, you should not snack anyway.
Yeah.
You should, if you snack, it has to be like 150 calories, not a major meal. Right. And it's better not to eat things. But if you can't sleep, you can try the good food we'll talk about, and you definitely want to avoid things that will worsen your insomnia.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. So spicy food.
Spicy food can increase your risk of gastroesophageal reflux disorder, which can prevent you from sleeping well. That's easy.
Alcohol.
Alcohol can help you fall asleep easier because you may pass out, but it reduces the quality of your sleep and the duration of sleep.
Yeah,
the other thing that's really good about alcohol is that we used to recommend 1 or 2 glasses a night. The latest recommendation is to have actually 1 or 2 glasses a week.
A week?
It can shrink your brain, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
Caffeine.
That's a no-brainer.
No pun intended, but it's a no-brainer for your brain.
Caffeine in the afternoon or in the evening, you will have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. Sometimes people fall asleep, but they keep waking up.
Don't stay asleep.
The other thing is really bad is energy drinks that have caffeine in them.
I want to make sure we get through everything. Salty food.
Salty food increases your risk of hypertension, which stiffen the arteries of your brain. One of the beautiful things that happen during sleep is that a lot of cleansing of the brain happens by pulsation of the brain, because of the pulsation of the heart. And when the arteries are stiffened, that pulsation doesn't happen, and things like amyloid build up, which increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. This is really fascinating field these days, that things that reduce your vascular risk factor increase your risk of Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, we've only got a minute, so I want to make sure we get through it. Sugar, and then this is fatty food, right?
Sugar can increase your insulin levels, which then can actually cause hypoglycemia, make you hungry, which is actually bad for you. High fat and things that are, especially things that are high in trans fat, can increase inflammation inside your gut, which can cause a leaky gut, which can cause inflammation in the brain. It's really bad for you.
Okay, right now you probably think your brain's the size of a pea because you probably eat all those things. But now we're going to show you things you can eat that's going to make it grow to like the size of a cantaloupe. So
exactly.
Bananas.
So bananas are a great source of magnesium and tryptophan, and you can have 1 banana 2 hours before bedtime.
Okay, oatmeal? Is that what that is?
Oatmeal also has magnesium and melatonin, and it's a very healthy snack before. This is
oh, tart cherries.
Tart cherries.
Yes.
Actually, surprisingly, tart cherry juice can help people sleep. They did a study of 4 weeks of giving people this juice, and people who had this had better sleep than people who had sweet cherries.
Really?
So something
tart
that
cherries.
It has increased tryptophan.
Kiwi?
Kiwi actually increases serotonin, which is good for sleep and for mood. So another study for 4 weeks showed that people who had 2 kiwis a night had better quality sleep.
And I want to get these in, nuts and yogurt.
Nuts increase magnesium, tryptophan, and they're healthy. And this is my favorite because yogurt can increase levels of GABA, which is a calming neurotransmitter in the brain. And I recommend now taking myself, actually.
Fascinating. You've totally convinced me. And the book you need on your library at home, right here, Boost Your Brain, by Dr. Majid Fotuhi. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. All right. Fascinating, right, Jeanette?
It explains a whole lot. Holly, thank you. All right, back in the Good Day Cafe, celebrating Bilingual Child Month with the team from the Woods Academy in Bethesda. Students as young as 4 years old can start learning another language at the school. And here with more is Senora Caterine Gonzalez and students J.D.